when Bhagavan Shri Krishna first spoke, as it was reported by Sanjaya, in fact, there was a tone of reprimanding Arjuna in a kind of a little chastising tone. Shri Krishna says, Arjuna, from where has this akarmanyatva, from where has this, a mood of not wanting to do what you are supposed to do, has reason in you? And that also at a moment when it is most required that you initiate a right action. So where did this klaibyam, the impotency, unmanliness, this is not very, the language though seems to be like that, but this is not a gender bias or anything. Because Purushartha or Purushakara would mean a person's willingness to take up challenges without retreating at the moment when the action is most required. And that is what Shri Krishna refers to when he says that, this is not being manly, this is not being like a man. So it is not being like a man means it is, this is what is required as a warrior for you to do. And here, when the battle already is announced, the enemy lines already have declared given their signal, they have given their indication by blowing the conches and the drums. Also from the Pandava side, as a response to their challenge, including you, Arjuna, everybody has blown their conches, saying that yes, the challenge is accepted and here we are available. And when on your request the chariot is brought in between both the armies, you suddenly sink into despair, disappointment, where these feelings do not have any place in this occasion. Therefore, na etat tvai upapadyate. Then he says, Hrudaya daurvalyam, this weakness of the heart, Hrudaya daurvalyam, is Shudram. How is this Hrudaya daurvalyam? It is Shudram, insignificant. All the commentators unanimously have said this weakness is said as to be insignificant, not because it is insignificant. Had it to be so insignificant, you could have easily ignored it. But it has become the cause for insignificance. So that Shudram, Hridaya Daurbalyam, because it reduces you, it makes you lose all your value and self-respect. Forget about how others are going to view you, but even a person loses self-respect when such things happen. Shudram Hridaya Daurbalyam Tyaktva Uttishta Parantapa. Tyaktva, give this up, and then Uttishta. Stand up, O Arjuna, O Parantapa. Hridaya Daurbalyam Manaso Brahmanadi Rupam Adhairyam. It is adhairyam, losing courage. Dhairyam means fortitude, that one is able to stand facing the challenges and difficulties. And for somebody like Arjuna and the Pandavas, they have faced severe challenges all their life. Challenges which cannot be ordinarily even imagined by mortals like us, people like us. They have seen such vicissitudes of life. And therefore, Arjuna, from where? Because here before nothing like this was ever even detected, sensed in Arjuna. From where has this come? This, which means it is an indication saying that this is something not really natural to you. It seems to be something that is foreign. It seems to be something that doesn't belong to you. And just as whenever any foreign object, even a small grain of sand, enters your eye, it makes you restless. So anything that doesn't belong to you, anything which is really not within the nature, when it enters into your system, it will make you restless. It will make you, distressed. And this despair, distress is not some, is not something that is there which can be said as your natural response, because this is how you every time on most of the occasions have responded to the challenges thrown to you. So this is not truly your nature. So it is adhairyam, losing courage, adhairyam, kshudraptva karanatvat kshudram. And because it makes you lose your self-respect, whether others would respect you or not is a secondary question. When person he himself has estimated himself as to be useless, now that means that he has said, I'm insignificant. I do not seem to find any space for myself in the scheme of life. And therefore the world can still run even without me, so I'm not that important. I just stand over there as, as just a piece of decoration perhaps. Not much of value, utility. And so a person finds that he has lost all his self-respect, that means has become insignificant. And such hridaya daurbalyam is the reason why a person will become insignificant to himself. And hence this hridaya daurbalyam is also called as insignificant. Kshudram, not shudram, okay, it is kshudram. Tyaktva, giving it up. How can it be given up? Hey, is it something like, chewing gum in your mouth that you can spit it out? That you can give it up? So that means that tyaktva means vivekena apaniya. Now is the time when you should invoke the power of your vivek, of clear thinking. This is how that when a person is able to think clearly, now he can wade through even rough waters. So vivekena apaniya uttishta, stand up. Uttishta, stand up. Now what? Standing up what? That standing up means yuddhaya sajjobha. Be ready for fighting this battle now. He parantapa. It is a vocative case. Sambodhanam. He parantapa. So this is one of the epithets of Arjuna. Hey Parantapa. Parantapa means Param Shadrum Tapayati iti, the scorcher of the enemies. Just as though the sun is 1,000 miles, several thousand miles away, but the midday sun can scorch a person walking on the road. Like that, the summer sun, the sun in the summer can scorch a person doing those so far away. So also you are Parantapa. Though people may not see you, but just your fame that Arjuna is going to be on the battlefield is enough for terror to be struck in their hearts. That is good enough. Arjuna, that is what you are, Parantapa. So, hey Parantapa, stand up and be ready. Get ready to fight the battle. It is not just fighting the battle. For us, everybody is fighting a battle in life. Something of the other. Everybody has a challenge to face. And perhaps many challenges at the same time. Now, this is not a time where you can lose heart, hope, enthusiasm, interest, and then you can say, no, this is what I'm going to retreat and go away from. No. When Shri Krishna thus reprimands Arjuna, chastises Arjuna, Arjuna has a reply to give. And Arjuna says, Arjuna Vacha Katham Bhishmamaham Sankhye Dronancha Madhusudana Ishubhih Pratiyodsyami Pujarha Varisudana. Katham Bhishma Arjuna Vacha, Arjuna spoke. What? That means he's giving a reply, because Krishna's statement seems to end with a question mark. From where has it come? Not a place. So it is, though there is going to be it is an interrogatory statement, but that interrogation is in the sense of objection. It is not he is asking from where has it come, please give me the address. From where has it come means that it is not in place. It is an objection, it shouldn't be here. And to which Arjuna now replies, saying, Katham Bhishmamaham Sankhye Dronancha Madhusudana, He Madhusudana, O slayer of demon called Madhu. There, Shri Krishna, in one of his incarnations as Vishnu, has slain the demon called Madhu and Kaitava. And these were the forces that wanted to destroy the world. And there Shri Krishna then has destroyed them, fighting valorously as well as using the intelligence, because this is a very interesting story. I will just tell you a little synopsis of that. So Madhu and Kaitava, they are very, very powerful, and they are fighting. So it is said that Madhu Kaitava, wanted to even kill Brahmaji, who was engaged in creating the universe, the world. And so Brahmaji invoked Bhagavan, saying that please protect Madhu and Kaitava want to destroy the world as well as want to destroy me. So Bhagavan Shri Krishna as Vishnu then comes on the scene, and then there is a battle between these two demons and Shri Krishna. And Krishna fights this battle for long, long time. It goes that long time means 5,000 years, it says. Okay. Panchasahasra Varshani. And then these two demons, they are so pleased with his prowess that they tell Krishna that you seek a boon from us. We are very, very pleased with your, this skills, acumen, whatever. We are very pleased with it. So Shri Krishna says, the only boon, if you want to give me, then give me this boon, that may you both die at my hands. Otherwise, these two, Madhu and Kaitava, are invincible. So these two are also nothing less. Or don't forget that they are fighting Shri Krishna for so long, combating. So they look around, and at that time they find that the world of all beings yet has not come into existence. The whole world is the earth seems to be submerged in water. Okay, so the earth element is still into the water. They say that kill us in that place where it is not wet. You can kill us where there is no water. So Shri Krishna says, okay, perfect. And he shows his lap. The water is not there. He says, now come in land. This is how Madhu and Kaitava die. The interesting part of this is Madhu and Kaitava are nothing but Raga and Kvesha, which exist in all of us. Okay, so where will they die? Not in a place where the place is moist with your own attachments. Will die. They will perish where it is dry. Madhu and Kaitava. So, O Shri Krishna, who are you? Madhusudana, the slayer of this demon called Madhu. You tell that you have destroyed Madhu and Kaitava, who were demons. Over here, is it the same equation for me? A same kind of a situation for me where I have to destroy people who are demon-like? No, sir, I have to face my teacher and my grandfather, whose lives are exemplary, extraordinary. And these are the people today that they because of some reason that they are in the Kaurava army, and I have to fight these people first, even before the Kaurava army can be destroyed, because the Kaurava army will be protected by them. Drona and Bhishma, these are the people. And who are these people? Pujar means they are worthy of being worshipped. They are the people who are worthy of puja arhau, dual case. They are worthy of my worship. And should I be sending my arrows at them for them to die? Ishubhe pratiyotsyami. Katham ishubhe pratiyotsyami. I can take some flowers and offer at their feet. You are asking now is the time not of offering flowers at their feet, but is the time where I have to send arrows piercing their hearts. How can I do this? Oh Madhusudana, you tell. He says Madhusudana and Arisudana. He uses two epithets for Shri Krishna over here in the same words. Madhusudana, and you look at the one in the next line is Pujarhau Arisudana. Ari means Shatru, the one who subdues the enemies. Sudana. How can I do that? Madhusudana Arisudana Shoka Vyakulatvena Purva Paraparamarasha Vaikalyat. It is in fact using this calling with two different vocative cases, two different names in the same verse, is because that is to indicate Arjuna's desperateness. It is indicating Arjuna's desperateness. This is what will happen when a person becomes very desperate. He will try to address the person in several different ways. And therefore, Purva Paramarsha Vaikalyat, there is that Vaikalya. The person loses or becomes incoherent. Ato, and therefore, this is not a defect in Vyasa's writing that he could not remember some other word to be filled into the words to complete it. It is in fact Vyasa's proficiency which is being exhibited over here, that he is now showing Arjuna's desperateness, as if standing on the edge of the cliff, falling from there. Yuddha matramapi yatra nochitam tatra dure tatra vadaha. These are the people who are worthy of my respect, of my worship. I cannot even back answer them, use harsh words at them. Then forget that this is a battle against them, and not even battle that I have to kill them. This is what stands. This is my dilemma over here. Iti pratiyotsyami iti anena suchitam. Madhusudana Saraswati, as well as some other our commentators, they have said that these are the people who are the gurus. Gurus means somebody who is respected, from whom you learn. And because you have respect, it is possible even to learn. And because you learn, you also respect. So it is always a two-way process. So towards such people like Bhishma, Drona, Kripa, etc., towards whom he has a worshipful attitude, it is there the gurus. So over here he says, Gurum hunkritya, tvankritya, vipram nirjitya vadataha, smashane jayate vrikshaha, kanka grudhopasevitaha. Even if a person talks with hunkar or answers the teachers with hunkar, hunkar means, like what do they call it? Instead of replying properly with words, etc., the person with his arrogance, or with that snot. So hunkritya, tvankritya, even like this, or even addressing the teacher with his name or in the first person, like that. Tvamkritya. That's why even when we speak to our teachers, we do not say, we always talk to them in a third person. Swamiji, aap kya karenge? Swamiji, kya karenge? Swamiji, kahan ja rahe hain? Not asking Swamiji, where will you go? Not Tvamkritya, we do not. Tvamkritya. Now, even if spoken like this, there is a smriti which says, Gurum hunkritya tvankritya vipram nirjitya vadataha. Or even if somebody debates with the teacher like that, shmashane jayate vrikshaha, that person will be born as a lonely tree in a crematorium, in a barren land, because crematoriums will be barren lands, will not useful for anything, and hence can be used only to cremate the bodies dead. So barren land. So a person will be born as a tree in a barren land, where only the birds like kanka and kirka, these are the scavenger birds, monsters, vultures, etc., can get rest. Not beautiful and delightful birds. Not even that. This is how a person will be born as a result of disrespecting the teacher. And over here, this is not even something like that. It seems to be even more papishta, sinful, and that is waging a battle and also then making them fall with your arrows. So therefore, how can I do this, O Shri Krishna? Arjuna further puts up his case and says, this is kind of little singing thing, and I hope people will be able to forgive me for not able to sing. Bear with me. Swamiji, all your life you have done Bhagavad Gita and all. Hey, I have done, but I can't sing. Okay. Now on. Guru nahatva hi mahanubhavan. Guru nahatva hi mahanubhavan. Shreyo bhoktum bhaikshamapi haloke. Shreyo bhoktum bhaikshamapi haloke. Hatvartha kamanstu guruni haiva. Hatvartha kamanstu guruni haiva. Bhunchiya bhogan rudhira pradigdhan. Bhunchiya bhogan rudhira pradigdhan. He says, Arjuna says, Gurun ahatva. Okay. Now he presents the other side. And he says, not having killed my teachers. Gurun ahatva. Mahanubhavan. How are these people? These gurus are not ordinary. They are Mahanubhavan. Great souls. Mahanubhavan. Because they have really lived a life of principles. What makes a person great? What the principles that you live for is the only standard against which a person then becomes great. So these are the people, whether it is Drona, Bhishma, Kripa, all these people are men of principles. They are not people who have compromised at every point on their own principles. No. They have not sought any discounts, concessions. They have lived up to their principles. And so, Mahanubhava, Shreyaha. So, not having killed such great people, it will be better to live a life of beggary, even if it comes to me. Bhaikshamapi haloke bhoktum. It will be better that I subsist on, if I can subsist on bhiksha, on alms that people have thrown at me, some piece of bread out of charity. Bhaikshamapi haloke, in this world. Even if I have to live a life like that for not having killed these people, it is much better. Hatvartha kamanstu guruni haiva. And for killing these teachers for what? Artha kaman, for the sake of artha and kama, for the sake of pleasures and wealth. Pleasures over kama. And wealth would also include power, kingdom, all these things, fame. For this, Gurun ihaiva, And even if I am able to even procure all these bhogas, punjiya, they will be all what? What do they say? Punse sanava rudira pradikhan. It will be soaked in their blood. I do not want it. Even if I am able to win and become victorious and have my kingdom, wealth, pleasure, and people kissing my feet, this will be all what? Every time it will only remind me that how sinful all this is. So I will be in my own prison, a mental prison with that. Look at how Madhusudan Saraswati explains it. Nanu Bhishma Dronayoho Pujarhatvam Gurutvena eva evam anyeshamapi kripatinam. Just as why are they worshipful? Because they are gurus. So also it is true with other characters like Kripa, etc. Anyashamapi nachatesham gurutvena svikaraha samtam uchitam. But at this time, if there is an argument that to call them as gurus at this moment, as worshipful at this moment, what makes them worshipful? That they have the guruhood in them. Okay, that's why they are worshipful. But if they are not gurus, then they are obviously not worshipful. So now if somebody puts up an argument saying that at this moment, they must have had been your gurus before, but at this moment, they are not your gurus. Why? Even for a person to be called as guru, he also has to have certain quality. And if those qualities are not there, then that person cannot be called as guru. Who is such? Guru, how? When can the person can be given up as a guru? Guror aviliptasya karya karyam janataha patham pratipannasya parityago vidhiyate. Even a guru can be given up. And if the guru can be given up when the person starts behaving untowardly, like this. Guroho api aviliptasya, the one out of his arrogance. Now, because so many people are respecting me, so the person must have started with good intentions. And therefore, people were able to trust him. And when he saw that he's enjoying the trust of so many people, then that popularity, the adoration, then makes his head fly in the, what do they say? हवा घुस गई बोलते हैं ना सिर में. The ego gets bloated, avilipta, and then karya majanataha, and thus naturally, then he starts thinking and seeing that whatever I say becomes the rule. And therefore, now he really does not understand that not what you say becomes the rule and becomes right, but you are right because you were able to respect righteousness. What was right? Because you were saying what is right. It is not that whatever you say is right. You understand? There is a difference. And so, karyam, akaryam, what should be done, what should be avoided, akaryam, what should not be done, ajanataha. Then oblivious of those standards. Then what happens? Utpatham pratipannasya. Then the person then resorts to utpatham, losing the track of life. he walks away from the righteous path. And when this happens, then parityago vidhiyate. Then you can give up on such a person, calling him as guru. If he is not guru, he is not worshipful. If he is not worshipful, now you can fight him. And perhaps this is true with Drona and Bhishma, people like that today. So don't give us that argument. If somebody was that, Arjuna has a counter argument for that. It is Smritehe. Yuddhagarvena avaliptanam utpatha nishthanam vadhaiva shreyam ityashankya. Say, suppose if we tell you that these are the people who are standing with Duryodhana today, and just because they are supporting Duryodhana, even if they do not want, they still are in the adharma paksha. They are on the side of unrighteousness, that what is not right. And so were they blind? Are they not able to see the injustice? Whether it is Pandavas, Kunti, Draupadi, all of them, are they not able to see the injustice? And in spite of all that injustice and the wrongs that they have done to all of them, including the women of the family, if Drona, Bhishma, etc. still are able to support and stand with Duryodhana, then they cannot be gurus because they have gone Utpatha. And therefore, not only that they are there supporting and nurturing the unrighteous path, but Shishya Droha is also there. They are ready to kill their own disciples. So there is the Shishya Droha. Why did they not even once get up and tell Duryodhana that stop it? When Duryodhana had taken away the kingdom with deceit, you know the story, through the game of dice. The dices were made out of somebody's bone, and they had made such arrangements that when the dice would be thrown by Shakuni, it would give him the desired figure. He had a trick of bringing so that was the dice that he used. When a kingdom cannot be won over a game of dice, okay, B, even in that game of dice there is deception. And a kingdom which was built all by Pandavas right from this scratch. Why did they not even once stop him? Or were this even there, the arrogance of their own power had blinded them too? That the Pandavas, even if taken from them, they won't be able to do anything since we are there with Duryodhana. And therefore, you have done even the sin of Shishya Droha. Generally, you hear that, doing something wrong against the Guru. But over here, he says this is Shishya Droha. People talk about Guru Droha, but over here, Madhusudan Saraswati says that Shishya Drohena cha Karya Viveka Shunyanam Utpathanishth. So do these people now when a person becomes great, the mistakes that he makes also are great. And therefore the punishment also has to be of equal consequence. So as much as a person rises in his stature, he becomes more and more responsible. Not that he gets more and more concessions. He becomes more and more responsible. And if one is not able to take the responsibility, along with the rise in the position, stature, and respect, then he does not even deserve that position or respect. So they are not respectful, hence Arjuna. Iti. To this Arjuna says, Guruna hatva paralokastavad astyeva. Asminstu loke taihi hritarachanam naha nripadinam nishiddham bhaikshamapi bhoktum shreyaha prashastyataram uchitam. Arjuna says, yes, by not killing the teacher, teachers in the sense, Gurun ahatva, what will happen? We may not get the kingdom, but at least we will not incur the sin. This is how these people were, that they do not want to incur the sin. They are not afraid of losing anything in this world, but they are more afraid of incurring the sin. So, Gurun ahatva paralokaha kavadastyeva. If the teachers, etc., are not killed by my hands, yet what is there? Maybe the kingdom is lost, the wealth is lost. Because people in this world are going to respect people with wealth. Wealth is the only standard against which you will be respected. Over here, this is how the world is. We may not get that, but at least we will, our paraloka is not destroyed. Okay? Paralokam asti eva. For us, paraloka is there. The person will be able to die with peace. The person will be able to die with peace. Maybe he is not able to live with respect. I mean, respect in the sense that people respecting him and with comforts and luxuries, etc., are not there. But at least when he dies, there will be a lot of peace within himself. Because now he knows that though I'm going to die, the place that I'm going to be lodged in is not Naraka, it is Swarga. Therefore, Paraloka asti eva. Paraloka is definitely there for me. Guruna hatva paralokas tavadasti eva. Asminstu loke taihi hritarachanam naha nripadinam nishiddham bhaikshamapi bhoktum shreyaha. And therefore, though I am a Kshatriya, Kshatriya means the warrior means we feel that people who are just want to fight all the time. But the people who are protecting the ruling class means just not who are enjoying the luxuries and power, but it means that this is a class of people, Kshatriyas, who are now protecting and taking care of the society. And because these are such people who are in a position to protect, nurture, take care. What is this? This is shaking. No, these are the people. For them, they should not look forward that somebody will come and help me and somebody should have sympathy for me. No, sir. This is a class of people who should have compassion for others and should prove themselves as help for others and not look for people to come and help them as we are helpless. Come, give me your sympathy. No. That's why they are Prabhus. Prabhu means Prabhavashali. They are not going to seek others to come sympathize with them or whatever. Here they stand with that power, okay, no matter what. Even when they have to, so they do not become bhiksha patra. They do not become people who will seek bhiksha and live their lives on people's sympathy. Rather, they will become the reason to support others who are helpless. So for a Kshatriya, bhiksha is nishiddha. A Kshatriya cannot ask for bhiksha. Hey, what you are asking for bhiksha? You should be somebody who should be feeding others, not asking people to feed you. For a Kshatriya, the bhiksha is nishiddha, prohibited. Then what happens? Arjuna says that, though it is prohibited, yet even doing that prohibited action is also far better for me than fighting this war. You understand? This is the argument. Okay. Asmin loke taihi hritarajyanam nripadi nishittam bhiksham. Bhiksha means nishiddha. Bhiksha means alms, and bhiksham means collection of alms. So if you go to one house, you in a sense, this is bhikshuk. He goes from one house to one house asking for bhiksha, and then the lady of the house just gives him very limited, very little, not sufficient to satiate his hunger. Then he can go to another or third and fourth houses. Now there is a collection of that bhiksha. In order to just fill the cavity of his stomach, he has to collect food. So that collection of bhiksha is called as bhiksham. It is called as bhiksham. Bhikshamapi bhoktum shreyaha. Eating such food of bhiksha, bhiksham, because whatever that people gave, who one house gave or one person gave, was also not sufficient, and hence he had to ask 10 more houses. Now look at that dainyam, the person's self-pity. Look at me, not sufficient, give me one more, some little more. And somebody then just says, no, the food is not ready, go away. Yesterday only somebody has sent me that Purandar Dasa's one vision, where in Purandar Dasa, because he is going for bhiksha, he is a bhikshuka. Then in that village, how do these ladies just shoo him away? So he goes to one house and he has made a song out of it in a very simple language, but very beautiful. Then he says that, so we are able to see the folk life in the village. So one woman at that time says, oh, no, I'm washing my vessels, so go away. The second one says, no, I'm just about to go to fill water from the well in the village, so go away. The third says, no, my mother-in-law will not allow me. The fourth one says something of the other. In the whole village, all these women have some reasons to give. And so Purandar says, look here, that's why no bhiksha. It's a nice song by Purandara. He was a saint, a devotee of the Lord. So what happens is, prashasyataram bhikshamapi bhoktum shreyaha. This, even eating the food of such bhiksha collection of Bhiksha is much better. Prashasyataram is worthy of praise. Why? Natu tadvadhena rajyamapi shreyaha. But by my standards, even if I am able to get the kingdom by killing these people, it is not worth it. And beggary is also much better compared to even enjoying the kingdom and power and wealth by having killed them. If that is the price that I have to pay for my kingdom and wealth, pleasures and power, that is too much of a price. So Arjuna weighs the death of his teachers as much more than just having a kingdom. Now compare it with Duryodhana. Even Arjuna in this falling in despair and disappointment, for him, he does not even want those people who are against him to die because he loves them. And Duryodhana is making them stand over there so that kingdom wealth. So here we have these two people, two characters. Again, it comes to us. Then why does Arjuna, we have 2-3 more minutes, okay. Mahanubhava. Who is called as Mahanubhava? Because these are great people, great souls. Who are these Mahanubhava? Shruta Dhyayana Tapa Acharadi Nibandhanaha Prabhavo Yesham. Who is called as Mahanubhava? That the Prabhava, their influence, their impact is because of what? Because of the Shruta Dhyayana, because they have studied the Vedas, etc. And Adhyayana Tapa, because of the life of principles that they have lived. Tapa. Then Acharadi, and because of their Achara means the way of yes, the way of behaving, the way, not just with manners and etiquettes, and that is not what is meant. Principle, living by those principles. So these people, because of their life of principles, tapa, hardships also they face. Tenacity. And such people, therefore, these are their impact in the society, or whenever you see such a person, they will leave a lasting impact because of these factors, and hence they are Mahanubhava. Mahanubhava is not somebody's surname, title. Tesham. Kala kamadayopi yahi vashiktaha te punyatishaya shilanam navilaptatvad shudrapapna samshlesha ityarthaha. So thus they have, because they have lived such a life, now they have control over not only just their desires, but also on the time. Okay. Kala kamadayopi yahi vashiktaha punyatishaya shilana. Their shila, their nature is such that even by mistake, their habitual patterns are of behavior, responses, emotions is in tandem with punya, with righteousness. Such people, and therefore it is not worthy of ever killing them. There is something more over here in this verse to observe, to see. So Arjuna is also putting up his case. Just don't think that Arjuna, whatever Arjuna is saying is, because Arjuna is now, some kind of a mental case or anything. No. If he was just a mental case, why would even Shri Krishna talk to him? He would have given him the medicines to eat. As any. So let us have that, respect. Let's have devotion for Shri Krishna, but also have respect for a character like Arjuna. He is not a cartoon. Because the very fact that a teacher like Shri Krishna has spoken and imparted this knowledge only twice when requested. One is to Arjuna, one is to Uddhava. With such great details. Now, for a teacher like Shri Krishna, even to make him speak, the person also must be worthy of it. So Arjuna is not a cartoon that we can easily wave him off as some failure in life. Let's meet again to discuss a little more in this verse, and then comes Arjuna's surrender, and from 11th verse onwards, then will we have Shri Krishna's Upadesh. There it becomes. In fact, from that point onwards is the real body of Bhagavad Gita. Hence, we have Shankaracharya's commentary beginning from there, from that 11th verse. Till that point is just creating the background for us to understand what is samsara and dukkha in samsara. Okay. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaha Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sudrabhashakatau Vande Bhagavantau Nafna Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyapta Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namaha. Thank you.